Other switchheads, methinks it's review time again, and I give you Back Again, a first-person platformer that's a lot better than I really did think. Let's just jump in, shall we? Engage. Story. Basically, you're thrown into a platforming nightmare with a narrative that unfolds as you play. It would seem you are not the first and maybe not even the last, but what you do know is that you do need to make it to the end of these twisting, turning, black, white and red platforms. And before we mosey on through the rest of this review, consider subscribing to the channel for more weekly reviews and sales videos. You know it makes sense. Gameplay. This one's simple, but in that easy to play, hard to master kind of way. Starting off simple, a few jumps, move around, jump some more, until you reach a time when you're jumping platforms whilst avoiding objects and even having to jump around objects in your way. The controls have that kind of non-physics type effect to them, whereas you can move in another direction in mid-air, which I've always found a little bit odd. And talking of odd, well, it would have been a little bit odd if you haven't liked this video so far and made it this far. Hint, hint. Back Again is set in one continuous level, but is split up, thankfully, by checkpoints. And trust me, at times you're very thankful for them. Back Again certainly has that one more go feel about it, and my daughter loved playing it as well. She did find it a little bit creepy in parts, though, due to the mannequins all over the place, and at times almost deafening me when she screamed from falling at times. And trust me, an 8-year-old scream can be really piercing. Let us now take a little bit of a gander at that gameplay, shall we?
Okay, so as well as like things like the total death count, which is up the top right hand side corner, as you can see, the continue and start, you also got this survival mode. Now, I don't know if I hear some people can complete it in 45 minutes. Sheer genius that they are. No, nowhere near as close. But this is basically a survival where you go and see how far you can actually get. I believe in one go, because every time I die it doesn't do anything, and I've hit checkpoints and it still doesn't do anything. But as you can see, you just catapult yourself forward as fast as you can, and yeah, try to beat a hidden score thingy, I guess. As well as this, there are, of course, like in a lot of games like this, achievements. Plenty, well, I'm going to say plenty of them, there's not that many, but there's 13. I've got 6 out of 13, which is almost half, if not halfway, which is pretty cool, I guess. And as for actually playing the game, at stages it's easy, at other stages it's nail-bitingly hard, and at other stages, whoops, it changes the goalposts, one might say, which is, well, great for keeping you on your toes, I suppose, but it is not an easy game. Or at least, I don't find most of it easy. I know certain people that find it easier than me. Got cake. So, yeah, it's a lot more harder for me than it was for other people, let's just say.
Visuals and sound. Okay, so it's minimalistic graphically, but those mannequins did have a creepiness about them, and the way they moved was, well, also creepy, more creepy. I did like the way the platforms lit up when you landed on them, and the bare bones look was all in all, probably all it needed. Although I did find it suffers from the same thing a lot of games like this suffers from. You can't always see or pinpoint a jump because you need to look where you're going, but also need to look down to land the jump. And sometimes this kind of like was a bit awkward. Sound wise, voiced in parts as you're playing, a little more is told to you and explained. It's a neat little idea that really helps set the mood as you play on, as apart from a few different sounds and the music, which was actually okay, there wasn't really much else here. But it worked. The good can be intense, simple enough for most players, hard enough to be a challenge, and it's voiced in parts. The bad can get a little bit boring at parts, does not explain much from the start, controls are okay, but pinpoint aiming can be a little unforgiving. The score. To be honest, it's not a bad little game, and it's not priced badly as well. Would I recommend it for all players? Probably not. But for those after a cheap platforming challenge, then yes, this one probably be for you. And that's why I'm giving Back Again a 3 out of 5. Okay, so let's get the like and subscribe for weekly reviews and sales updates out of the way, then let's jump into the alternative. Cyberhook is where I'm landing. Get it? Platform landing on today. It's a great little game and one I'd say and recommend if you have enjoyed Back Again. Don't forget to drop your suggestion and any thoughts you may have about Back Again below, and come join us in the Switchheads community Discord, because I love hearing from all you wonderful peeps. Because life is better when we switch together.